Hi everyone, I'm Mitchell from Fishy for Michi, and today I'm going to do a comparison between the Tidal 35 hang-on back filter versus the Fluval C3 hang-on back filter. Both of these are extremely good filters. Based on how I've seen them filtering before. I've done aquariums for freshwater aquariums for about 10 years, and I've been using cheap stuff. So during the lockdown, I decided to step up my game and test out all this new equipment that I found online. So I decided to try it right for myself. So I'm going to do a in-depth comparison between the two. And if you have anything to comment about things that I did not cover, you can put it down in the comments below. If you like my video, you can subscribe. Let me give you an introduction to my tanks. I have a 5-gallon tank, which is a super fully stocked with fish, and I'll explain to you the reason it's stocked in another video, because it had some issues when I was moving my 50-gallon tank over. So yeah, and all the fishes ended up in my 5-gallon tank. I have a 6-gallon tank which I did an aquascape about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, and yeah, I've been planning to do some other things with this aquarium, but we'll save that for another video. But today, let us talk about Fluval C3 and Tidal 35. Off the box, Tidal 35. If you're walking to the department store or the aquarium shop, okay, so you just take a look at the box, you'll see that the Tidal 35 comes with 35 US gallons aquarium, so these two shouldn't be a problem. Highest flow rate in its class. Probably for a 35-gallon filter, it can filter up to 130 US gallons, yep, or 500 liters. Self-priming pump, self-cleaning impeller, surface skimmer maintenance alert feature, high capacity filter basket with matrix biomedia. Yep. So this is the Tidal 35. Awesome. Looks good. It's actually relatively new, and I know I shouldn't be comparing it with the C3. I should be comparing it with the Fluval C2. Fluval C2 is slightly smaller than this. Okay, for the C3 it filters up to 50 US gallons. Okay, and so 5 and 6 shouldn't be a problem. 580 liters. Power filter. From the box itself, what does it say? It says it comes with 5-stage filtration. Okay, what are those 5 stages? Cleaning indicator, mechanical foam, draw tap. Okay, it doesn't state the 5 stages, but I think in the user manual they would state, okay, what are the 5 stages. All right, yeah, it's written in the box here. There you go. Okay, cleaning indicator. I think the Tidal 35 has a cleaning indicator too, right? Yep. This maintenance alert device. Okay, so I think probably nowadays people don't know when to clean the aquarium, so, or when to do a water change, or when to change the filter pad, so we need this to remind us. Okay, reversible filter. Yep. Okay, so basically I read everything in here. Power. Oh yeah. Okay, so the Fluval C3 comes with a mechanical filter, stage 1, stage 2 mechanical filter, stage 3 chemical filter, stage 4 biological, and stage 5 biological. Okay, if you need all of this in your aquarium to filter the water, then this is the filter for you. It has 5 filtration. As for this, from here by the looks of it, it has 2. Okay, foam filter, which is your mechanical filter, and your biological filter. Okay, so let's rip this buggers apart and see which is best. As you can see, I've removed both of this. Yep, I try not to make a mess, but I failed successfully. I drained the water into this bowl here so that I can put the medias inside without killing the bacteria. The Seachem is actually quite big. The filter itself, it feels quite solid. It's actually quite big. The part that goes into the water, okay, is where the motor is. Yeah, it's slightly big, and it shows inside your aquarium. Okay, whereas for the Fluval, okay, it's just like a normal hang-on back filter. There's one pipe, and the pipe goes in, and basically you can just only see the pipe. Okay, oh, my pipe's quite dirty. Yeah, let me clean that up a bit. Yeah. Okay, it has an extendable neck, so you can adjust, okay, how deep you want your water to filter from how to start filtering from how deep. Okay, my tanks are relatively small, so yeah, not very deep. I put it right to the end, And for the Tidal, you cannot adjust it. Okay, but it comes with a surface skimmer. Okay, that's why not many of these hang-on back filters come with surface skimmer, but the Tidal does, and it's actually quite good. I like the surface skimmer, but there's a problem with it. Okay, later I'll explain to you the problem. When I take them apart, the Tidal, okay, comes with a cover which acts as a tray so that you can put your filter basket and then walk to the toilet without dripping anything on the floor. Okay, I've tried it before, but there's a slight issue because there's a hole here where the flow adjuster comes out from, and the water tends to seep through there. So basically, instead of having two places for this whole layer for water to drip along when you're going to the toilet, okay, it all drips from one spot, so it's easier for you to clean it up. Okay, so that's what I noticed about this. And yeah, for the removal part, that's about it. Okay, so this is the flow adjuster. Okay, as you can see, it just comes out here. What I like about this is the flow adjuster adjusts the water from low to high. Okay, from low the water practically just trickles down, and high the water you can see the water flow, all your 50 gallons of flow, 35 gallons of flow. Okay, so that is one thing good about the Tidal 35. I like the flow knob, and also I like the media basket because it's huge. You can put, okay, what I have is a force guard, Seachem force guard, okay, because I'm using this on the planted tank, I need to remove the phosphates, right? So I just use force guard. And my biological media, I can put a ton of these, okay, as well as a filter sponge. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it. That's how much of filter sponge I put, the one that comes together with that, and then I cut off another piece, and then I put a less porous one on top, okay, to filter all the mini dirt, and it flows quite well. So yeah, actually I quite like this. The only issue with the filter basket is I don't like the shape that it comes in. Okay, because when I want to cut it out, I have to take out the piece, and I have to measure it, and I have to cut. So that is a bit quite of a hassle for me. If you just want to use the stock filter that came together with it, okay, this is the stock filter. Let me just grab it out. There, okay, it came together with it. You can use it, but it's actually the holes are quite big. It just filters all the giant debris, okay, probably your stones or anything that flows up. It doesn't really filter much of the smaller debris, okay, like stones and sand, minor stones and sand and all that. So yeah, it makes it quite difficult to do that. So you have to cut out your own, like what I did. I cut my own, and then I just put it in right here. Okay, put the media first before I put. So if you're saying that, I think comparing your 5-stage filtration, you can use 5 stages for this too. Okay, so basically just put 5 different types of media that you want to use, or filters that you want to use, and then you get a 5-stage filtration. Okay, so but it's just that it's all together. But I don't see any issues because you can put your chemical together with your biological and then your mechanical. Okay, so yep, that is for my filter basket. And for the cover for the Fluval C3, I like this filter very much. Okay, it's just that there are too many things to remove. Okay, you have your cover, you have the back where you remove the sponge filter. Okay, the sponge filter is very good. There's you have a porous filtration on the side here, which is disgusting, and you have the super, what do you call the less porous side, where you can filter all the microorganisms or whatever sand and mini rubbish that comes into your tank. Okay, So it comes with it, and you can buy this off the shelf, and it's square. So I love it because it's square. I like square sponges so that you can just cut it out in case one day Fluval stops selling this. You can just cut it out with any other filter without having any issues. You don't have to cut around the shapes and measure the basket and to measure the previous filter to see whether it works or not. All right. Yep. Both have this test to see when you need to clean. So when the water reaches above a certain level, because the sponge is clogged, it will this knob here will pop up, same as for the Fluval, and then you just know that you have to change the filter. Okay, you can remove this, okay, for the Fluval, which is good, so you can clean the inside, because as you know, algae tends to clog up pipes. Okay, and then that is for the foam, that is the first filtration that they have. The second is actually a bio screen. Okay, the bio screen, I removed it because it was clogging up, and then the water was not trickling down. Okay, so the bio screen tends to clog up the top here. Okay, the top where it runs down into the biological filter. Okay, so when it's clogged, I notice what happens is when it clogs, water will start splitting up from here. Okay, and it goes above my tank cover. So currently now my Fluval C3 is actually a 4-stage filtration. Okay, my mechanical, my biological, which comes in a super neat tray, but there's only so much you can put in. Okay, and you can't put it right to the top, because when you put it right to the top, it hinders the cover and you can't close it. Okay, and you can't put too small media in it. It will drop down to the chemical filtration column. Okay, so this is your biological filter part. You can't put as much as what you can put in the Tidal, but cool trickle filtration idea, where for those biological filters that like denitrate, when you use you need a slower flow, you can use this. But for this, it's a higher flow because it's not a trickle system. All right, and then you have your basket for your chemical filtration, like your carbon media and everything. But I do not have I didn't put a carbon media here because I didn't require one, and I'm not a fan of a carbon media actually. But I do have it, so in case one night I'm sleeping and I'm like, hey, what's that smell? Then I'll just throw in a bunch of carbon media in there. Okay, so that's for the media side. Okay, so there actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts for the Fluval C3 when you want to do maintenance. For Seachem, there's only 2. Actually, there's only 1. You just have to remove it, pull out the basket. Yeah. So for maintenance wise, Seachem, they did a good job. Very efficient cleaning. For Fluval, you gotta clean multiple parts, but the thing is, you don't have, when you want to clean the foam, you can just remove the foam and clean the foam. That's a good thing. For Fluval, when you want to clean the foam, you got to take out all the mechanical, biological, or whatever filtration. You got to put it somewhere so it doesn't die, and then clean the foam or change the foam. Okay, so that's one thing good about this. The flow is not much of a difference when I turn it to full max and I turn it to low, high and low. It's roughly about the same. You can see slight difference in the water change, the weight, but it's not much. You can't really see the difference. This one, excellent. You can totally see the difference between high and low. Okay. For pump wise, easy to take out. Okay. I'll get to this in a while. Tell you why I put some extra foam in here. But for pump wise, both are equally good actually. I have no issues so far with pumps. And yeah. Yeah. I had no issues actually. Now I'm having an issue. Okay. So still no issues. Yep. But for not really a bad thing, but it's just that the pump is on the outside here. So and then if you decide to put a filter foam here, the reason why I put a filter foam here is because uh, the other day when I got up, I realized that one of my tetras was in the this input here. Okay, then I realized that the input here was actually too big. So if you have shrimp, you have small tetra, small fish, rasboras, or whatever mini fishes that you have, babies and fries, they might get trapped into here and they might come out into the filter and stay at the bottom. So what I did was I went to Google to see what people did, and they basically just cut up a piece of sponge from your filter, and then just put it in here, which I didn't like having to do, because when I buy something, I just want to buy it, put it there, and then make sure everything works out by itself. But not a big deal, just that you got something extra to do. And yep, just make sure you remember to change the sponge when you're done. For this, you don't really have much problem with stuff going through here because it's relatively small holes. Okay, for the Fluval. Fluval, both the pumps then comes out easily. Impeller easy to change, so not much issue there. Okay, one thing good about the Seachem Tidal is that it is practically silent. You don't hear anything at night. You don't hear anything even if you're in an airtight room and like there's totally no sound at all. You cannot even hear this. Okay, the Fluval is relatively noisy, and it's noisy for about the first 2 weeks until detritus or some algae starts to grow onto the impeller, which gives it slight lesser friction. Then the noise starts to go down. So for when you get this C3, for the initial stage, for about the first 2 weeks, it tends to be quite noisy, and in the middle of the night you can get in your water. But after that, after a while, it tends to quieten down and just fish around. But you still can hear something. For the Tidal 35, silence. The immediate you plug it, the moment you plug it in, you switch it on, you can't hear anything except for the water trickling. Okay, so that is really good for in terms of sound wise, because I have both my aquariums in my room. This is my room, and at night sometimes I can hear the sound trickling down. Yeah, but it's not really that loud, so I can live with it. Okay, as for as I was saying, as for the surface skimmer, first of all, yeah, it's too big. Okay, so small fry, shrimp, mini fish will enter here and then get trapped inside, and then they'll spend the whole day inside there until you realize that they're in there. Okay, if not, they will just decay there and provide extra nutrients for your beneficial bacteria. Okay, and yeah, first of all, the skimmer is actually too low. All right, because as you can see, I like my water to be at the brim. Okay, just slightly below the brim. If you want to use the surface skimmer, I have to lower the water level. Okay, if I put it to the brim, it actually flows up right about here, which is like above. Later I will plug it in and I'll show you. Okay, so that is something bad about this. When I mean, overall the surface skimmer needs to skim surface, but my guess is because maybe I'm using a smaller tank, the water level is actually probably higher than what this captures. So yeah, and for this it works on any tank from 5 mm to I think 12 or 15 mm. I'm not too sure, but both my glasses are 5 mm glass tanks. And I noticed that when I put it in, this part is too big, so it tends to tilt back a bit, but it's not an issue. You can't even notice it. Yeah. For Fluval, same thing. You have something to keep it straight, and the Fluval is relatively straight, and I kind of like the way it is, and it is also thinner. Okay, the Fluval is slightly thinner, okay, from the back, but as you can see, in terms of aesthetic wise, it doesn't really matter what you put behind your tank, as long as the front, when you look at the tank, it shows clarity, and it shows that the water is filtering and your fish don't die. Yep, so you know that it works. Okay, so basically any filter works. if you get a $10 filter, it works. Because how hard can a filter be, right? Okay, the main thing is the pump. The pump drags in the water. Water goes through a bunch of foam, which we can buy anywhere, and goes through your media, which you can buy anywhere. So basically, for a filter to work proficiently, it's your media, your filter, your chemical, mechanical, whatever filter that you put in here. Okay, for it to work efficiently, you need that. Okay, it's not about the filter that you have. But okay, long story short, okay, if you were to ask me which one I prefer, I definitely say I prefer the Fluval. Okay, why? Okay, the Fluval, it took me about 24 hours to get my 6-gallon tank, okay, to become as clear as it is. Okay, this morning I did some cleaning, so it's slightly blurred. It's not blur, sorry, it's slightly dusty. The water is slightly cloudy, but it took me about 24 hours to get the water into that clarity that I wanted. For the Seachem Tidal, for some reason, even after putting a couple of different sponges in, I noticed that it took me about 5 days to get the water to the same clarity as the Fluval. It could be that my sponge was probably cloudy or releasing some dust into the water or something, but not too sure why it took. So what I did was I got this into what I wanted. I got this to the clarity that I wanted, and then I swapped it. So now my Fluval is on my 5-gallon tank, my Seachem Tidal is on my 6-gallon tank. Okay, I like the Fluval because one thing, you can clean up, you can individually clean up each compartment. Okay, and you don't have to remove everything. If you want to change the foam, you can change it individually. I don't like the sound, but I do like how it looks. Okay, as compared to the Seachem, and also I don't like too much of things in my water. Okay, this whole piece here inside my aquarium, it looks like I have a internal filter. I might as well buy an internal filter and put it in. Okay, instead of having an external filter with everything in the water. But I also like this filter really good as compared to some of the cheaper ones I had previously, and I wouldn't know how the Seachem 75 or 110 works. It should be slightly better, but yeah, it's doing what it does and it's filtering. So probably one thing to note, if after putting the sponge in here to block up all this for the fishes, take note that the fish might still go into the below. So Seachem could probably like create a cover for the bottom, or create something that we can, yeah, I wouldn't mind paying another few bucks to buy that. And yeah, so that's about it for the things. What else haven't I gone through? Okay, the wire, instead of it's good because you can keep the wire here back. Yeah, press it all the way back so it doesn't show in the water. So yeah, it's one of the few things that they thought about it, which helps. If you have any other questions with regards to the Tidal and the Fluval, probably just drop me a message. Yeah. So if you're wondering why it takes so long to clear your tank, I think it's just the Tidal 35. It takes really long to get your tank to tip-top condition, that clarity that you want. The Fluval, never had a problem. I ran it on, before I had this, I had the Fluval. I had the Fluval for about 6 months. I had this for about 3 months. I ran this on both the tanks. Yeah. Quality, clear water every single time, 24 hours. Things, I will put this back and run the tanks, and then I'll show you how they work. The filters are back onto the tanks right now, and I did not put any water in there, just directly taken back from the table. Okay, straight here. Okay, and this is the 6-gallon tank that I have. Okay, so now I'm switching it on. So you can feel like the water is going through. It's trying its best to go through, and yes. Okay, so one thing good about the Tidal 35, it has an auto primer. Okay, the water just goes in and it comes out. You don't have to fill up water and everything. And listen to that. Silence. Okay, this is the flow control, where if I turn it to low, okay, as you can see, the water barely flows. When I turn it to high, you can see the whole stream flowing down. So that is what I like, okay, about this flow control. For the Fluval, okay, as you can see, I haven't switched it on yet. As I said, I like this filter, yeah, but if you compare both, there are definitely some flaws. Let me change my lights to something which is more the same frequency. Okay, as you can see, I like it, but the problem is when I switch it on, nothing happens. Okay, and they also say do not switch it on when it's totally dry. So what I gotta do is I gotta remove the cover. I gotta get my auto filter filling up a cup. It's not very auto actually. Yep, so you just have to, and yep. So once you see the water is at the brim on the left, you can do is you can switch it on and enjoy the noise. Okay, you hear the bubbly, fizzy, bubbly, poppy for a couple of minutes, and then it will stop. But you can still hear the sound of the motor. Okay, and look at the flow. Okay, when I'm switching the flow to this is low, and this is high. This is low, and this is high. Low, high, low, high. Not much of a difference, yeah, but you can, if we compare both, yeah, there's really quite a big difference from. Okay, and there you have it, the Fluval C3 versus the Tidal 35 from Seachem. And yeah, so basically you make your own decision which one you want. I know there are a lot of people who say that the Tidal 35 is really good, and a lot of people say that the Fluval is really good. But to me, I personally prefer the Fluval because I can change the media, the different medias that I want without affecting the rest of the media. And it also clears my water in a faster time, probably 1/5 the time that I take to clear it with the Tidal 35. But not saying that the Tidal 35 is bad. Tidal 35 is awesome. I really like it. Okay, I really like the way it's made, and I really like the amount of media that you can put in the Tidal 35. You can get a 5-stage filtration out of it. You can even get a 10-stage filtration out of it if you want to put 10 different types of media in there. So yeah, that's about my opinion about the Fluval and Tidal. If you have an opinion, just probably just put on in the put what you think in the comments. Probably tell me which one you prefer, or if you have other brands that you prefer, like Marineland or something else that which is much better than the Fluval and the Tidal. Just drop it in the comments, and probably if one day I get a chance to buy it, I will do a review on it. And yeah, this is actually my first video on the aquariums that and what I'm doing. So yeah, bear with me. I hope you like the video, and do subscribe. So the next thing I'm going to do is, the next video I'm going to post is probably one about how I set up my planted tank. I grew everything from seeds that I bought from Wish and Shopee, some online shop from China, and the lights that I use, how I dose my tank, how I have get rid of algae. And I'm probably thinking about setting up a marine tank with this, but due to the lockdown I can't get rid of the fish. The shops are all closed. So once I get rid of the fish, I'll set up a marine tank using this, as I already bought all the marine tank stuff. I have the salt, the those thing. I'm gonna do a really nano reef tank, and I'm not a professional, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google and see how much of information I can get from Google, and I'll share with you how I do my research. As you know, I've done all this on research from Google. So yeah, if you have any tips and anything that you need to let me know, just put in the comments, and I might probably need your help more than you need my help from the videos that you watch. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate you watching this video, and stay safe, wear your mask, and take care. Yep, this is Mitchell from Michi for Fishy for Fishy Michi.